Hello everyone, this is Arnia and I'm here to discuss with you about the training program on IFRS. I know this has created a lot of curiosity among you that why something is being offered for free and why I'm willing to share this knowledge with you. So if I share a brief about me, I've been training on IFRS since 2009. I was one of the first IFRS trainers in India who started delivering trainings on IFRS. But in the past few years, I've been focusing on teaching the youngsters like after 10th, 11th and 12th, and I have been mainly focusing on their development to teach them ACCA qualification. And in the past 1 or 2 years, I could not get a chance to come back and deliver trainings to the corporates, though I've been delivering trainings to the corporates on demand basis, but I did not offer directly diploma in IFRS to anyone in the past 1 or 2 years. So I felt I should maintain my connect with the corporates and should continue to share my knowledge since I have developed it over more than a decade. So there's no point like being away from the mainstream without sharing my knowledge with the professionals. So I'm here to share with you the 10 weekends of my time wherein I'll be delivering sessions on IFRS for minimum 60 hours and I'll be preparing participants for appearing in June. So it's an opportunity for anyone to attend my lectures. I'm going live on YouTube as well. I'll be recording these sessions on Zoom, and when I actually deliver this session, so today's session is mainly about introducing myself and how I plan to do these sessions over the coming weekends. I'll also be recording these sessions on my app, that is Arnia Global Academy, wherein if someone is willing to access it, they'll be able to access it, and all the videos will be going live on YouTube as well as on Zoom, so that you can even ask questions, can interact with me. So I'll be conducting these classes in a two-way manner. So if I just go live on YouTube, you'll not be able to ask me questions, but I'm purposely going live on Zoom as well, so that if anyone has any questions, any queries, they can directly post it to me. So if I talk about IFRS, when it all started and who were the people behind it. So IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards. International Financial Reporting Standards. But when we look at the accounting standards, we also see a word like IAS. It says it is International Accounting Standard. So what do we need to learn? There's a lot of confusion about whether we need to learn IFRS, whether we need to learn IAS, what is the actual difference between the two, who were responsible for bringing in this IFRS, is it really needed, what if I ignore learning IFRS, can I ignore it? In today's scenario, when the entire world has moved to IFRS except US, who are also preparing their financial statements on some of the IFRS standards which are similar to US GAAP. Like if I talk about IFRS 15 revenue from contracts with customers, it is similar to ASC 606 revenue from contracts with customers. If I talk about leasing, so IFRS 16 leases is very similar to ASC 842 leases. The insurance contracts are similar. The financial instruments is more or less very similar. So if you look at the complexity of accounting, and as we move, the accounting is developing, and whatever International Accounting Standards Board has done, they have also done it in close cooperation with FASB, that is Financial Accounting Standards Board of US. So when we look at IFRS, we feel that US is not implementing it or not following it. That's not very true. They're also using it for their financials, but they're still using some of their own coding, which is ASC 606, ASC 842. In similar fashion, even in some areas of consolidation, they are very similar in approach, though they differ in many of the aspects, they differ in many of the terminologies. There are differences, but we can say so that IFRS is more detailed, principle based as far as US GAAP is concerned. So if you know IFRS, you can easily comprehend and easily understand US GAAP. I've been lucky to deliver sessions both on IFRS and US GAAP. I was lucky to be technical head on US GAAP for one of the companies in US, like who were handling 200 clients. They outsourced the work to India. I've been training on IFRS, being part of KPMG as one of the lead trainers on IFRS at KPMG Academy from year 2014 to 16. I was Director Accounting Advisory Services at BDO India and was also Head Learning Solutions at BDO India. I have delivered trainings on Unacademy for CA financial reporting based on IndAS. Luckily, I had a blend of practical exposure as well as a chance to deliver trainings to the professionals who were attending these sessions as part of the corporate trainings on behalf of KPMG, on behalf of TMF Group, Axis Consulting. Have been lucky to be part of all these big corporates wherein I was delivering sessions on IFRS and IndAS. So IndAS is the term being used for IFRS in India. So since I am also catering to the people who will be studying this IFRS course from India, so I will also be sharing the differences with IndAS and IFRS. So when I use the term IndAS, it simply means that I am saying the IFRS in India, which is also more or less very similar. So you do not need to worry about the use of the term IndAS. It is simply for the sake of benefit of people like who are following these sessions for learning IndAS. Because these sessions can also benefit someone like who is studying for their CA financial reporting based on IndAS. These sessions are beneficial for someone who is auditing on IndAS for the Indian companies. They are willing to learn IndAS, and this is beneficial for all the people in the Gulf, like whether they are from UAE, whether they are in Bahrain or Oman or any other country for that matter, or Saudi Arabia, if Qatar, if they are preparing financial statements based on IFRS, this is going to be equally beneficial for all of them. Someone attending from Europe, Australia, Canada, UK, Hong Kong, Singapore, any part of the world, even if you are attending these sessions from Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, or Bhutan for that matter, like these are equally beneficial for anyone who wish to learn IFRS. So there's a small difference like which could have been created by the accounting body in your country. But as far as learning IFRS is concerned, I always believe that we should focus on IFRS first. We should try to understand what is IFRS, and later on we can focus on the differences with the other accountancy bodies. So if you know the core, if you know what you are doing as far as learning IFRS is concerned, you will be easily able to do accounting anywhere in the world. So if you wish to be truly global, you need to learn the base perfectly well. You need to learn IFRS first, and then you can comprehend and understand how it differs with IndAS, how it differs with Bhutan financial reporting standards or Nepal financial reporting standards, or for that matter SOCPA in Saudi Arabia. And in UAE it's IFRS, though there are some places wherein there are lesser disclosures. In Singapore it is completely applicable, in Australia, Canada fully applicable. So depending on which country you belong to, it will not take much of a time for you to understand that there is a difference, and that difference can be easily comprehended within few hours if you learn IFRS. So my main focus will be to help you understand IFRS in a very easy and lucid manner so that you can easily navigate through this learning and build confidence as we progress. So I was talking about what is IFRS, and people have these questions in their mind whether they should learn IFRS or whether they should learn IAS. So IAS was the term being used by a committee which was founded in 1973. Who are the people behind it? Let's give regard to them because they have done a lot bringing this to the world. So in 1973, a group of 9 countries, today I would say 10 because Northern Ireland is separated. It was earlier part of UK, so Ireland can also be considered as part of the countries who were responsible for bringing them into place. So they were mainly Germany, France, UK, like US, They were responsible for bringing IFRS into play. So in 1973, they formed a committee known as IASC, which is known as International Accounting Standards Committee. Now, this International Accounting Standards Committee thought of bringing in uniform accounting standards. They decided to develop uniform accounting standards. Uniform in nature, in the sense that all the countries who will be using these accounting standards, their accounting will be uniform in nature and presentation. But they had no idea that this decision of developing these international accounting standards will take a lot of time for accounting bodies around the world to understand, for the countries to adapt to it. So it had taken around 27 years, for that matter 28 years, to understand that these are really needed. International Accounting Standards Committee did not lose hope, and they coined a term known as IAS. And the first standard which was developed by them was in presentation of financial statements. Presentation of financial statements. They developed the second standard as IS2 inventories. Then they developed IS3, IS4, IS5, IS6, IS7 is for statement of cash flows, IS8 is for accounting policies, changes in accounting estimates and errors. So if you look at the list, IS3 suddenly disappears, IS4 is missing, IS5 is no more applicable, IS6 is no more applicable. So what they said, that either they are withdrawn or merged with other accounting standards. So when a layman is trying to learn IAS or IFRS for the first time, they get confused with these words like what is IAS and IFRS, what they need to learn. And suddenly when they look at the list, they feel that something is missing in it. So what shall I do? Shall I learn IFRS, IAS? You need to learn both, because both are equally applicable. It's just that the standards which were developed from 1973 to year 2000, they are known as IAS, International Accounting Standards. And they have developed these standards till IAS 41. The journey did not end here. From 1973 till year 2000, they had developed even IAS 9, which is no more relevant and applicable today. They had developed IAS 10, which is still relevant and applicable. When I say still relevant and applicable, means it is being used even today. It is relevant and applicable even in today's scenario. All the countries who are using IFRS, they're using IAS 7, they're using IAS 8, they're using IAS 10 as part of their published financial statements. It is relevant, applicable even today.